Hey everybody, this is Eve from BitcoinKindergarten.com and author of Crypto Tracker. So let's see, why is Bitcoin valuable? So as you may know, if you're into crypto, we had a huge crash the last few days. I want to find my phone so I can find out exactly where we're at now. I heard it ringing over here somewhere. Well, I don't know where it is. Let's just say that it went down. There it is. $10,000. So it was up to $58, and then it crashed all the way down to like 40 something, very low. And we've been hovering at 50 for the better part of a little bit of time. Maybe the past 24 hours, maybe the past 12, 15 hours. It's kind of gotten back up to the hovering around 50, which is good. So usually when Bitcoin 49,852. So usually this is a week. It was a crash. Now we kind of came back up. Now we're a little bit sideways. Usually sideways is a pretty good sign. You know, it means it's consolidating. It's like if you trip and you fall and you're just kind of like steadily moving along before you start sprinting again. That's how I see it. So I feel pretty good about the Bitcoin market right now. Also, what happened was, I haven't read the news at all today, but Square, you know, Tom Dorsey's Square company that owns also CashApp, they bought the dip. I think it was $1.5 billion. I think they're following Elon Musk. And all of these companies who have gotten into crypto and Bitcoin are making so much money. And so I don't think that it's a bubble that's burst and it's finished. I don't think that Bitcoin is what they call overbought, which means the price is too high, but you know, nobody knows for sure. Certainly I don't know. But the thing is about Bitcoin, it's not like a Ponzi scam, and it's not just like this money game we're all playing, but it is actually a very amazing technology, a very amazing computer network, and it does have actual real value. And so I want to tell you, why is Bitcoin valuable? So number one, it is the largest computer network in the world. There's thousands of computers that are running the Bitcoin network. And it's really a superior, amazing encryption technology that actually has real value. So when a transaction, say if you buy a Bitcoin and you send it somewhere or you sell it, either one, it has a long string of letter alphanumeric, and it gets sent to this one computer node, which is also a miner, somebody running a significant amount of Bitcoin processing equipment. And then they verify it, and then it goes to the next node, to the next one, to the next one, could be anywhere all over the world, and it never goes backwards. And if one tiny letter or number is changed in that code, it can't get to the next. It can't be verified in the next one, and that person loses any reward they had. So they actually did a lot of output of energy, but they're not making any money. So there's no incentive to cheat, lie, or steal. Like, you can't just store up your Bitcoin and change the code around, copy and paste. None of that. It's a very much more superior technology. And it's been happening for 13 years. And so now people are really trusting it. Hedge funds and banks have really gotten in it in a huge way in the past year. Probably they've been accumulating all along because they're not foolish, you know, but now they've really publicly gone and gotten this kind of money. So why else is Bitcoin valuable? So it's scarcity. There's only ever going to be 21 million ever mined. So, and already 17 million of them are available. So right now, in the times of money printing, you know, every financial analyst in the world is like, how long can we print money? You know, it's the more we make, the less valuable it's going to be. So actually our fiat money, you know, what they call the government money, fiat, our fiat dollar or your fiat euro, whatever, it's getting less valuable over time because they're just making more and more and more. So this supply and demand, which is the basis of all economics, is like, okay, there's a huge amount of supply, so there's less demand, so it's less valuable. So the opposite is true in Bitcoin, which is why I always think it's a good time to buy. I mean, I don't always necessarily think it's an optimal time. That you would have to talk to somebody else about, and then they may or may not be right, because I follow these people and sometimes they're right, sometimes they're not. You know, like you'll watch these guys who'll be like, this is the guy who predicted this and was right, you know, 3 years in a row, but then the 4th year maybe he's not right. So, I mean, they're good to listen to, but nobody really knows the future of Bitcoin or crypto because it's a brand new technology that has not been used, and nothing like it has actually ever existed. That's why it's so amazing. Like, it's worldwide. Nobody owns it. There's no CEO of Bitcoin. There's no office. There's no marketing team. Like, you know about Bitcoin because people have bought it and they share it with their friends. And there are marketing team like Coinbase or exchanges. There are other people who would be marketing, but Bitcoin itself is not a product that is marketed. So Bitcoin is, it's really the gateway to the future. All of these new developers are developing so many different kinds of products on a blockchain technology, and Bitcoin is just considered the store of value. Bitcoin, they're not building a lot of products on top of it, but they are doing some. That's more Ethereum, and Ethereum is very valuable as well. Most people in the crypto space feel that it's very undervalued, that it should really cost like 10,000. But today it's only like 1,600. This summer it was only 400, you know? So it takes a while to catch on to why it's valuable. There was some leaked information. You can Google it. I never did read the article, but everyone references it all the time, that Citibank was saying that it was going to be worth $315,000 for one Bitcoin this year. That's a lot. Some other financial analysts also were using these very high numbers. Pretty much everyone in the space thinks it's just going to go up. You know, we may have dips and we may have bear markets, but over the long run, it's like, you know, Amazon or Tesla, any of these companies, especially when they were new, you know, Amazon would go up and then would have some, you know, rough patches and then up. But the people that invested early are wealthy today. So that's what we're trying to do. You're still early, even though one price for Bitcoin is about $50,000, which seems like so much. And Bitcoin has been in existence for 13 years now. It's still considered new. Most people do not know what it is. Most people don't have any. Only now is there sort of widespread interest in maybe getting some, but most people don't understand it. They're afraid of it. They think that you need to buy a whole Bitcoin. They don't realize that you can buy $1 worth of Bitcoin. And you know what? $1 worth of Bitcoin is way more valuable than $1 worth of a dollar, in my humble opinion. So, I mean, over time. So a lot of people, especially people with a lot of money, are starting to be like, oh my God, we're going to be holding on to all of these fiat US dollars or euros, and the money's just going to be devalued and devalued and devalued because in this year, the coronavirus, the pandemic, all of the stimulus, all of the money printing is going insane. Even before that happened, there was a lot of money printing going on. So you can only just print so much until that money is devalued. So people are looking for a place to put their money, like real estate also is good, because say if you buy a house today at $500,000, maybe in 5 years, $500,000 is only worth, you know, $400,075. I don't know how it goes, you know, what the rates are, but it will be less. So you're, you know, when you're paying your house bill, that's like $2,000. 10 years from now, like right now, maybe that seems like a tons of money, but then it'll just be like nothing, you know, because the dollar or the euro or the whatever will have changed. It's always been this way, but seems to be at a very accelerated rate. So feel free to ask me your questions, subscribe to my channel, ask me anything you want. I'm going to start a group. It's going to be a small paid group for doing how to buy smaller coins that have a very high potential for making a lot of money. That's how I've done very well in that. And so I want to help other people to do that. It's very high risk, you know, but it's very high reward. So people think Bitcoin's high risk, high reward. For me, Bitcoin is not very high risk. It's really proven, it's really stable, but there's all these up and coming projects which are hugely promising and growing fast, sometimes growing insanely fast, like the past month, they've been just going through the roof. They do have ups and downs, and there are like tricks to working this kind of market, also tricks to where you're going to buy it, how you're going to store it. It's not the same as just going on Coinbase and buying Bitcoin. So that's it. I'm also available for phone calls and Zoom share screen. I can show you how to use MetaMask, UNISWAP, Binance, anything, and I can show you how to find the coins, how to buy them. It gets a little complicated if you've never done it, because like say on a lot of coins, like you can go on Binance, you can buy anything with $1. You put your bank account, you buy the coin. But a lot of other coins you can't buy like that. Some of the best ones are not on these big exchanges. Like the real super deals are on the Uniswap or maybe PANCAKE SSWAP, other exchanges. And there are tricks and things you need to know to get into those. So I want to start a group to actually walk people through, because I walked myself through. I figured it out all myself. And I did watch other people's videos, but a lot of these people who are making these videos, they're so far advanced, like it was nothing for them to get in this. And they spend their whole day, night and day, like on Telegram, on Reddit, on crypto, programming, that's their life. And so it was not so hard. But if you are a more regular person, as I am, with other things to do besides study crypto, and I have spent many hours studying crypto, but daily, but there's things that you need to know, and there are dangers to look out for. That's why I don't, give a lot of information. Also, it's complicated, and I'm just here for kindergarten, and I feel like whenever I talk to people, they always ask me the same questions. And sometimes we have to ask the same questions over and over, like, do you have to buy whole Bitcoin? No, where do you get it? Why should you get it there? What if I lose my password? What if the bank, what if the Coinbase, goes out of business? What about taxes? What about, all of those things? So that's why Coinbase, CashApp, very safe. You can just go in there today. You're not risking. And I always say too, what I do is just buy a little bit of something, just to get a feel of how it works. And then, move forward. Like I've bought stuff just to see how it works. So I was curious. And for me, there's exchanges and places that are harder to use. Some are easier. Everybody's different. For some people, those ones are easier. These ones are harder. Like it's, So there you have it. Just shoot me a message. You can find my number and text me if you're interested in that group, and not know when it will be or how much it will be. But I think it's really needed. I was showing my friend the amount of gains that I made was a lot. I mean, this one thing I bought, sometimes I'll buy something for like $50 and then, 2 months later it's worth $600. That's a lot, So most of them have done well. There's only a few that I've lost in, but I'm still holding on. They can still, crypto is still young. These companies, it's like investing in a young company. They might be down right now, but then they can get back up. So I just have them sitting there. It's such a small amount of money sometimes. I'm just going to leave it there and not worry about it. And then you of course, you have your blue chips, your Bitcoin, your Ethereum, and your chain link. Please don't buy XRP. Don't buy Bitcoin Cash. Don't buy Stella. Don't buy Ethereum Classic, unless you know what you're doing and you're just going to trade it as a trader would trade. But as far as quality products, those aren't really quality products that developers are using to create the future. Maybe Stella a little bit, but that, I don't know. You can look at the charts too. You can see like they'll have like blips, blip, 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 but they're not like Bitcoin that just goes up and up. There's some coins that have a huge start in the beginning, blip, and then they stay flat, and then they're going up. Like that's kind of acceptable, because sometimes when something's brand new, everybody buys in and then they bail. But if you see them like not really making progress over the years, except for when there's a bull run and everybody's in there like, oh, Bitcoin Cash, it's so cheap, I'm gonna buy some, without any knowledge, like that's how that rolls. And if you want to you know, invest in that way, but I don't know how the bull market's going. It's probably going just fine. This is crypto. It can be super stressful sometimes. You got to learn how to really relax and not get upset when your market tanks, because it's just how it works. But it's how we make the money, is that we stay calm and we go focus on something else, or we do like a lot of big companies are doing, is buying the dip. Grayscale, a lot of these people have been buying the dip. Whenever it dips, these huge companies will come in and like sweep it up. I mean, it's probably, you know, can easily be like corporate and whales manipulated dips, which I think is the same in the stock market, although I don't know all that much about the stock market. But I think they have whales too. But I know in crypto we have whales. So if I have, you know, $5 billion in Bitcoin, you know, and I sell it all at once, this is going to, you know, the market's going to go down. And then maybe I could just buy it right back really cheap and make tons of money. So, you know, it is not a utopia of goodwill and nice people in Bitcoin. It started off that way, but like everything, you know, just turns into a market economy. All right, take care, y'all. See ya. Ciao.